What a fucking day. Damn, what a day. Where do I begin? So I'm going to be all over the place and there's a lot to say, so I might just cut and join here and there. But the bottom line, first of all, is so I had the biggest scare, one of the biggest scares of my life today. I've never been this scared. Like, it was in a moment, I was very scared in that moment. It took like 10-15 seconds. I thought I was going to fall and die. But of course, I survived. But that's one of the scariest moments of my life. The last time I was this scared was probably in a dream, bro. What happened? I live in Ibadan, in a place called Olodo in Ibadan. That's where I live and work. The road from Iwo Road is very popular in Ibadan. The road from Iwo Road Junction, there's a popular roundabout going all the way to Osun State, to Iwo. It's under construction, so it's been a few months and I think years now, over a year. You know the Nigerian story of lazy, irresponsible approach to project management and all that. That's why the construction is protracted. It's been on and on for however long, and this contractor is just lazy on the road for whatever reason. Many parts of the story, but what led to today is that it rained heavily. A section of the road had been, you know, had been cut off to be reconstructed. So you have two lanes, and one lane, one half of the road was damaged to be rebuilt, and the rebuilding is taking way too long. So whenever water flows on that particular junction, it becomes a problem. So the water really overflows and vehicles cannot move. That happened today, such that the other half that road users use to commute is now being washed away by the water. So 2 hours of rain washing away sections of that road, 100% has been cut to 50%. 50% is now reducing to 40. So there's only a small bit of road for bike men, for buses, for trailers, for trucks, for them to manage on both. So you have to divert from your lane to this lane. You know the cloggy way these roads get. So that's the situation. And so while the bridge was cutting off, pedestrians also have to walk. And when I first tried to move on that road, I felt like I was walking in between two Okadas, and I saw that this is not safe. Let me just calm down and go back to my office and wait for an hour. Maybe the cars will move. Right now, as I speak, it's past 10 p.m. I'm sure the cars are still there. I left them 9:30. You cannot move. So those of us who are walking on that edge, I was this close to the ditch that is being reconstructed. So that's why I said I was really scared. I could feel the road or the bridge or what's left of the bridge tremble under my feet, and there was 25 of us pushing and managing. So I shouldn't have done that. It's really, really unwise. That thing could have just gone down, and it would be 100 of us in a stampede. How many feet under? Maybe 20, maybe 30, maybe 40 feet under. This is a big ditch. If I can splice videos, I would. So that's why I said it's scary. It's really, really scary, and I don't know how. And this is sad. I've not settled down. I just got home. I said I must do this video, but this is really sad. So that's my story. There's 105 or 700 other people who were scared like me today and had to walk that path, including fathers who carry their children like this, including pregnant women, including nursing mothers. Takes me to the next part of the story. So on my way to my street, I had to enter another vehicle with a woman who is a nursing mother. She had to go to hospital after a few weeks of birth to do regular checkups and all that. And she was sharing her story, and I was close to tears because she had to wait 6 hours or more at that junction. Her baby is in the house. She had to wait 6 hours at that junction before she could walk that terrible, scary path on the edge of a broken bridge. I don't know what to say, man. There's a lot to say, but it's so ultimately, I guess what I wanted to do with this video was to, first of all, apologize to people who, whether in arrears or in advance, I may have underrated or underscored their experiences with the Nigerian situation. I do it sometimes where I try to understand, where I try to balance out issues, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but it may be insensitive. It is insensitive actually. So I wanted to apologize to people because I felt it firsthand. Not like I don't see the situation. I see all of the nonsense. If anyone knows the Akuriado Road, yes, that's the experience. And I'm sure it's the same in Ogun State somewhere. I'm sure there are parts of Lagos that are like that. If you go to Enugu, it's the Nigerian experience. So I experienced it, but this was really close. This was really scary. So when people show outrage about the Nigerian situation, even if they are assessing the situation wrongly, just let them cook, let them express, let them be angry, let them express outrage. That's my biggest lesson from today, and I hope, you know, I hope, oh, yo, this is wild. Anyway, back to the contractor. The contractor is silly, is stupid. So there is a conjecture in this story that I would normally not share it, but I will share it now. So I moved to Ibadan December 2022. Yes, December 2022, and it was going to be elections February 2023. Still on this road, there is a story, whether it's confirmed or not, that, and I relate to this because I saw it happen. The governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, of course, was seeking re-election around that time. So the story goes that it was when he came to this axis, this particular road, because there's no reason for him to go through this road. If he's going to Osun State, he'll probably go through the bigger one, um, the Gbongan Ikire Ife road. That's a likelier road. Or I don't know if he would fly, but there's no reason to come here. So my conjecture, which has some validation around here, is that the governor came to a community close by along the Olodo axis, and I think, a contract that was awarded over a year ago, 2022 or 2021, that seemed to be slow. The pace is very slow. I think he may have prompted the contractor that I went to see some people in that area and they complained about this road. I expect that naturally. So when you see the governor, the first thing you want to say is, we don't have light here, our road is bad. So the governor would then prompt the contractor, please attend to that road. February, January, February, around that time when the campaigns were heavy, we just noticed that this contractor went ahead and cut part of the road in three different junctions. So you cut out half of the road without plans to fix it. Usually, you should leave it so that when you're ready to fix it, you would cut it, divert properly, create alternatives to relieve the stress that commuters would face. But this particular contractor just started destroying sections of the road and then created this mess so that if you were commuting for 20 minutes before, it's now 40 minutes or more. And then you have to divert to different junction. And then it took from February to July now. In fact, it's been working on track back to this particular incident that happened today has happened before. A few weeks ago, it was raining and there was an outrage. I work in a space where we were able to meet with the governor's secretary, and a lot of people complained, the community complained that there was a situation with rain that disrupted free flow of traffic along that axis because the contractor is delaying. So for about a month, the contractor has been doing some very shoddy, petty nonsense work on that junction. But the rains are back. What am I saying? The first campaign one was that people complained, that's why you hurriedly told the contractor, and the contractor hurriedly broke off the road without a concrete plan to refix the roads. Now, now it's been 6 months of problems for the people who move along that road, and it's not getting better, it's getting worse. What's my bottom line? Bottom line is responsiveness is zero here. Responsiveness is zero. 2 months in, commissioners have not been appointed. That's a regular day in the office for Nigerian governors and Nigerian politicians. There is no responsiveness. There's a Twitter handle that I'm going to text right now after this video that attends to is Oyo State feedback. I DM'd them the first time I noticed that this bridge, oh my goodness, this is my time to bombast them or lambast them, whatever. Because I actually texted them on Twitter and told them this bridge is a problem waiting to happen. It was after that and a couple calls from everybody else in the community, because there's constant calls for the fixing. These guys came to that place with petty cement, shallow equipment, and they are a project that you should take very seriously. You're taking weeks to pour how many tons of cement or what amount of cement. Like, it's a shoddy job. I can't recall how much was budgeted for the project, but I understand that. Again, it goes back to the Nigerian conundrum. The governor took 50 billion naira loan. I don't know if it's been approved, but it's part of the work. So usually contractors would get the money in bits, whatever. I don't know this arrangement, but the bottom line is there is no responsiveness. Hundreds of people walk that road. Thousands of people commute on that road from Osun to Oyo State. It's a major road. So if the livelihood of pregnant women, traders, people of that axis is heavily affected for more than half a year, in fact for over a year, because the contractor cannot do his job well, whatever, because the governor and his cabinet cannot be responsive enough, then it's shame on all of them. It's a big shame on all of them. And I have no apologies. It's a big shame that 100,000 people can go through problems in your state and they need to beg you to attend to that pressing need. Right now, as I speak, people moving from Oyo State to Osun State will sleep in that place till midnight until they're able to find a way. I called the FRC on my way down here, none of them was picking up. Nobody wanted to create an emergency way that would allow us. And then, of course, Nigerians are impatient. When there's a situation anywhere, all the cars will clog into one axis, and then they'll mess the whole place up. Lack of order. No oilsman, no police, nobody, no VIO, no cameras, nothing. It's a shithole country. With due respect, I wasn't supposed to use that phrase, but we're here already. There has to be responsiveness on every level, and that's just not on the road. It's the same with the immigration service, where people have to wait for months to get a paper printed. It's a shame, and that goes for every other office. No responsiveness, too laid back, no sense of urgency until people die. It's a shame on all of you, wherever I'm culpable, myself included. It's a shame, and we have to do better. We have to fucking do better. This is such a shame, bro.